Get down on the ground! Down on the ground! Down on the ground! Step back!
The UK has been experiencing a gradual increase in terrorist threats for some time, driven by a rise in both Islamist and extreme right-wing terrorism. Our casework is increasing across a number of ideologies, and within that we are seeing an elevated threat to Jewish and Israeli individuals and institutions in the UK. We're also working against an unpredictable global situation that has consequences closer to home, including physical threats by state-linked actors. Following yesterday's horrific terrorist attack and incidents targeting the Jewish community across the country, there is already an enhanced police response in place, and all police forces will be reviewing this in light of the change in the threat level.
Okay, turn this way. Thank you very much.
6 months since he refused to walk a couple of 100 yards from that house there to here to tell us, a week after 2 British Jews had been murdered on British soil, how he planned to keep us safe. And once again, the man who lives in the house over there, although invited to address us, has refused to take a few minutes out of his day to join us and tell us what his plan is for dealing with what is now a national emergency. Jew hate is now a national emergency. We're out of time if we are going to reverse this. Yes, the Jewish community is in danger, but so is the very soul of this country. Anti-Semitism has proven to be catastrophic for every society in which it has taken hold.
Can we facilitate in a room, please? Yes.
What are you Oracle?
Yeah, 2 of my... Right, Uncle Sadine will have you out tomorrow.
No problem, how you going? No, wait, how you going? No, I think I know. Leave it alone.
Today, the Home Secretary has confirmed that the Joint Terrorism Analysis Centre has raised the terrorism threat level in the UK from substantial to severe. This means it is now highly likely that a terrorist attack could happen in the UK. As we've seen, the UK has been experiencing a gradual increase in terrorist threats for some time, driven by a rise in both Islamist and extreme right-wing terrorism. Our casework is increasing across a number of ideologies, and within that we are seeing an elevated threat to Jewish and Israeli individuals and institutions in the UK. We're also working against an unpredictable global situation that has consequences closer to home, including physical threats by state-linked actors. Following yesterday's horrific terrorist attack and incidents targeting the Jewish community across the country, There is already an enhanced police response in place, and all police forces will be reviewing this in light of the change in the threat level. In some areas, you will already be used to seeing more officers than usual. In other places, you may start to see that too. They will be deploying unpredictably, which means sometimes you will see them and sometimes you won't. But please know, we are with you. Police forces up and down the country routinely work with community and faith groups, and this will continue as we seek their support and assistance in keeping the UK safe. And we continue to work with businesses who are we are advising to review their protective security plans to ensure they have everything they need in place. And I want you to know, we have the full range of counter-terrorism tactical options at our disposal, and these will be deployed nationally and without hesitation wherever we see fit. And alongside our partners, we are reviewing our casework, live investigations and subjects of interest. Now, many of you will be wanting to know what you are being asked to do following the change in threat level. And I understand that this announcement may cause you concern, but I ask that you be alert but not alarmed. Police officers and staff, together with our security service partners, will continue to work both day and night to protect you against the threat of terrorism. Every year, we receive thousands of calls and online reports from people concerned about possible terrorist activity. Those reports provide us with the intelligence that can be turned into action. Our efforts succeed because we have your support. Communities have shown time and time again that they are united in their rejection of those who wish to divide us and spread hate in the name of extremism. So please, trust your instincts, report anything that doesn't feel right at gov.uk/act. Every report is looked at and you won't be wasting our time. Thank you.
I just ask, Daniel, is that to be pursued? It's going to be big public events over the next few weeks. And I was thinking in particular of the big marches that are planned in London in 2 weeks' time.
As part of our review into the change in the threat level, policing will be reviewing all events across the country. My teams will be working with forces to ensure that we have appropriate protective security measures in place, that the appropriate mitigations are put in place, and we will be engaged with communities who will be affected by large events, as well as those involved in the events, so that we can keep them as safe as they can be.
Will the marches go ahead then?
At this stage, that is part of the work that police forces will be reviewing.
Thanks, Daniel. Helen?
Sorry, say.
Our Channel 4 reports that the suspect in the Golders Green attack left a psychiatric ward in recent days. True?
So we've obviously got a live investigation ongoing against that subject at the moment. You'll understand I'm not going to talk about issues relating to that investigation at this stage.
Would you say that anti-Semitism in the UK right now is a national emergency? Can you say that Jews are safe in the UK?
So firstly, I would like to say to the Jewish community, I completely understand just how frightened and how worried you are by the events of the past few months, and that is wholly unacceptable. We have seen a rise in anti-Semitism in the UK, and that is why policing is mobilised. It's why security partners and the government are putting the extra measures in place to try and combat that. But of course, we understand the impact it has on Jewish communities, and I'm doing everything with my teams in our power to ensure that they are safe.
Lots of questions.
Does changing the threat level mean that there's credible intelligence or potential for an attack actually concerned?
So the threat level means that an attack is highly likely, and that has come about for a number of reasons linked to the complexity of the threats that we are facing, the geopolitical situation that exists at the moment, and that increasing rise in caseload that I and others have been talking about for many months. We will do everything we can to keep the community safe, but The threat level has gone up, and I would ask people to be vigilant and report to us so that we can act on any information available.
Thank you, Assistant Commissioner.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Can I just ask, do you feel safe?
Not really. No change from 2 days ago. The same situation. We live in England where a lot of the press think it's acceptable to debate. The government have zero interest in doing anything. They're now talking more words, actions speak more than words. You ask me personally, I personally think, no, I think the government have been an absolute waste of time. The government have caused a lot of these issues.
What by caused? What do you mean by caused?
The way how, we'll start off like this. Some of the press are institutionalized anti-Semitic, anti-Israel. In their foreign policy, they've put out lies, slander, and the government has just followed them and published them.
Do you think that Keir Starmer should have been booed when he came here?
I personally wouldn't have booed him.
Yeah.
I think it was a brave enough thing to come down here. The facts are, in the last 50 years, he's the first Prime Minister to be booed in this area.
Yeah.
And most Prime Ministers come down with a very low profile police presence, and he came down with a massive police presence. He felt threatened and intimidation. He must have a guilty conscience, knowing he has caused a lot of these problems. At the end of the day is, he's put out slanders against Israel, he's caused problems, and then he wonders why there's reactions. You can't one day say, we accept people's free speech, say death to the IDF, death to Israel, globalized intifada, and then when it happens in this country, oh, why? It's very sad. No, it's not. You've promoted it.
Can I ask, do you live in Golders Green?
Yes.
You do. And what's your occupation? What do you do?
I'm a local distributor in the area.
I think honestly it's a tricky one. I was actually speaking to a friend of mine yesterday. I work in town.
Yeah.
And
Do you live in Golders Green?
I live in Hendon, but it's,
Hendon, yeah.
And we're actually saying to each other that in some sense we actually feel safer in town, because if people are coming for us, they're not going to go to town. They're going to go to Golders Green.
By town you
or
mean like
Hendon.
just London City? Yeah.
Here it's tricky. Like I do feel myself looking over my shoulders a bit more.
Yeah.
And it's unnerving. You know, I've got a young family. I've got 2 young kids and a wife. And it's definitely unnerving. It's definitely something on our minds.